Hey guys, it's Epic here, and as you can see, I am currently playing Borderlands 3 with a brand new head. But how is there a new head in Borderlands 3? How is any of this actually possible? Well, my friends, you may remember a video recently where I said that we had made a huge breakthrough in Borderlands 2 because we had now finally cracked down on mesh replacement, allowing for model swaps in the game. Now, you may also remember if you watched that video that one of my future goals was to get this working in Borderlands 3, and I wasn't lying, I really was dedicated to getting this done. And shortly after that video came out, I got back to digging on this matter and I reached out to another creator called Smoovers. Now, Smoovers is someone who has been modding for a while now, and they've done model replacement. I had watched their videos a few times and seen that they'd had success in games like Back 4 Blood and also the very popular Power World. And so I reached out to Smoovers with my case and said that, look, we really need to get mesh replacement working in Borderlands 3, and while I had come very close to getting it working, the most success I really had was making meshes disappear, which that's not exactly what we're after, right? So I presented this to Smoovers and asked for their help, if they could so kindly help us achieve this as they had in other games. Well, they finally got back to me after some time of tinkering and toying around, and the result is what you can see on screen, working mesh replacement inside of Borderlands 3. This would allow for custom meshes and also custom skeletal meshes, opening up the possibility of entirely new player models in the game, so we can make actual custom Vault Hunter mods if we wanted to. So first and foremost, a huge shout out to Smoovers, and thank you so much for actually getting this working so we can finally make some super cool mods in Borderlands 3 and maybe even Borderlands 4. Now, first and foremost, if you are watching this and you're a modder who wants to get into doing some actual mesh replacement of your own, Smoovers has been kind enough to get a guide out extremely quick so that we can all make this work and do this for ourselves. Now, a little heads up, this is going to require programs like Blender, Unreal Engine 4, some actual knowledge of making packs to begin with, and just general modding knowledge as a whole, so it's not beginner friendly, you have been warned. And if you don't mind me, I think we're going to go and get a quick outfit change real quick, and while we're doing so, check out that little health bar. That mod is available now on Nexus Mods, and you're welcome to go and download it. Alright, heading over to the quick change station now. Let's do a little change of outfit. We're going to be swapping our head out here, and we're going to change into Jimmy Neutron, because why not? Smoovers made this as, I believe, the first test for this idea and this whole concept of mesh replacement and model swapping, as it's better known. And what's cool about this, as you can see as I go through my skins here, is that the actual skins in game affect the heads. This is something which we actually struggled with in Borderlands 2, but in Borderlands 3 it actually works really well too, which is super nice. Now, in regards to the mods that I'm showing off in this video, whether or not Smoovers wants to release them is up to them. I'm not going to repost them unless I get their permission on that. And but no, these are really cool, and you're definitely going to see some mods coming out of the modding community anyway, so stay tuned for that. And I just got to say, man, this is such a cool and impressive breakthrough with modding as a whole. It's been my goal with Borderlands 3 modding for a while to get this fully working so we can get some truly cool and unique, quirky novelty mods going. And there is one more thing that I want to talk about in this video also, because it's very important to me. At the end of the day, my end goal with modding in this franchise is to push it as far as we can go, whether or not it's me actually pulling it off or just being the one to get the ball rolling to make it happen. And that was the deal basically with mesh replacement, although I did fall short when it comes to getting it working for myself. Luckily, we have ultra talented modders who are more than happy to get in here and make breakthroughs in a game where modding is flourishing. And so why am I talking about this? Well, because of course one of the things that we are well aware of with other games is that there are dev kits for Unreal Engine games. There's dev kits for games like Payday that modders have made available for other modders to use to create truly awesome stuff. And now, here's what I want to suggest, albeit at the risk of me getting suits showing up at my door with loaded shotguns. Oh boy. Listen, I need a Borderlands 3 mod kit, and so does the rest of the modding community. Now, to my knowledge, a Borderlands 3 dev kit was being worked on at some point, but that fell out of order and it just didn't end up coming to fruition. Well, it's time, guys. Now is the time. We basically have nothing stopping us at this point to go full steam ahead and really try to get this going. We've now got the SDK, pack mods, hotfix mods, now model swapping. The only other thing that I can truly think of in this game that we really need is an official dev kit so that modders can make their own like custom maps, custom enemies, more custom weapons with more crazy effects on them. The possibilities, I don't want to say are endless, but they are certainly out there somewhere in the galaxy, living with Lilith on Elpis or something, I'm sure. This, I believe, is the final stop for Borderlands 3 modding, and when Borderlands 4 comes out, it will only help us get a better understanding of how the game works and what we can do, and encourage us to just do it again. So while this mod is extremely cool, and the concept of this mod is extremely cool, and I'm eternally grateful and just over the moon that we figured this out to begin with anyway, what I really also want to do with this video is fire up a flare into the sky for all other modders, even from games where they're not working on Borderlands, to come and work on this franchise and try and get an official kit made for it so that modders can make legitimate full-size DLCs. If it happens, you know I'm absolutely going to hop on it. You know, other modders, like we spoke about Grim the other day, an ultra talented modder is going to hop on it, and we can really make something cool. We can get Borderlands into the mainstream with the mods that we're creating. It wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last time. It would be really cool if I had like $10,000 so I could just throw $10,000 down and say, hey, first one to get this going gets $10,000. You know, unfortunately, that's not the reality, but if you leave a like on this video and sub to the channel, it might just be. Also, before we end off, I do want to remind you guys that there is a link in the description to learn how to do this, and if you keep your eyes peeled in the future, I'm sure there's going to be mods coming out with, you know, custom heads, custom trinkets, and so many more things. Like, one of the things I think would be cool is like replacing the Eridium model, or we could like replace money with like gems from Spyro or something. That could be pretty cool. And one more thing I want to talk about, which I found absolutely crazy, is that Smoovers has never played a Borderlands game before, and yet they were so dedicated to making this work that they literally bought a copy of Borderlands 3 just to do this. So if you guys could, it would mean a lot to me if you'd go over to their channel, sub to it, go to their video on this topic, and just thank them for their hard work. Modders are a foundation of this community, and without them it would crumble. You can believe in that. And I've got to say, once again, Smoovers, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see what the other modders in the community will make of this newfound tech, I guess you could call it. I don't know if it's newfound tech, but you know what I mean. And guys, with that being said, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for supporting me and the rest of the modders and everything that we do for this game, for this community, for games in general. I really do think without mods, games would not be as huge as they are today. They're a cornerstone of the media that we consume day in and day out, and I'm just really grateful that they exist, and also grateful that you guys support them the way you do. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and sub to the channel for more, and I'll check you all in the next one. Take it easy.